In sports, what does it mean to be valuable? Does it mean leading a team to a championship? Does it mean putting up the best numbers? Does it mean making everyone around you better? The fact of the matter is that the concept of value in sports is not cut and dry. Value means different things to different people, which is why deciding the most valuable player in a given season is highly debated and sometimes controversial. Sports analysts try to quantify value through metrics like player efficiency rating and real plus minus, but it's difficult to say who the most valuable player is when there are almost unlimited external variables. For example, who are their teammates? How difficult is their schedule? How difficult is the conference? However, in my opinion, when you look at it in a vacuum, the amount of value you bring to a team is how much better or worse a team performs when you're there versus when you're not there. In other words, how much better is a team when you're on the court versus off? The only time you could truly see the situation play out is when a team keeps essentially the same personnel across 2 seasons, but in one of the seasons they add or get rid of a key player. What's up? This is Dan from TK Takes, and today we're going to look at this exact scenario. We're going to evaluate the careers of 4 players who are almost always at or near the top of every list of the greatest players in NBA history to see what their true impact was when they left a team. This measure is only relevant when a player leaves a team during their prime, so sorry Kobe, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, you don't make the cut for this analysis. Through this perspective, you'll see that LeBron James is clearly the most valuable player in NBA history. Alright, let's take a look. So the first player we're going to break down is, yes, His Airness, Michael Jordan. While Jordan played the majority of his prime with the Chicago Bulls, he did leave the team twice. The first when he went to play baseball for a year in 93-94, and second when he briefly retired in 98. The year before Michael left to play baseball, the Bulls finished the regular season at 57-25 and went on to beat the Phoenix Suns in the 93 NBA Finals, which was Jordan's 3rd title. The next year, with Jordan out of the picture, the Bulls' record only dropped 2 games to 55-27, and they lost an epic 7-game series against the Knicks in the Eastern Conference semis. The only changes between these 2 rosters were obviously losing Jordan and the addition of 2 solid players the next year in Steve Kerr and Tony Kukoc. The second time Jordan left the Bulls, they did go from winning a title in 98 to finishing 13-37 the next year during a shortened lockout season. However, this roster during the 98-99 season was nowhere near the same. Not only did the Bulls lose Jordan, they lost fellow Hall of Famers Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, making it difficult to pinpoint Jordan's true value to the team. Next up, we have the NBA's all-time leading scorer, 19-time All-Star and 6-time MVP Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem has all the individual accolades. He was also a 6-time champion, once with the Bucks in '71, and 5 times with the Lakers. In Kareem's last season with the Bucks in 1974-75, Milwaukee finished with a record of 38-44 on a team that no longer had an all-time great in Oscar Robertson, who was a major factor in their 1971 championship run. In the following year, when Kareem went to the Lakers, the Bucks finished the regular season at 38-44. Besides Kareem leaving, there were a few other minor roster changes, but no real significant year-over-year difference. The third NBA legend we'll look at is Earvin Magic Johnson. Magic played his entire career with the Lakers, but he famously took a 4-year leave of absence from 1991 to 1995 after being diagnosed with HIV. In Magic's last full season in 1990-1991, the Lakers finished the year at 58-24 and would lose in the finals to the Chicago Bulls. This was an awesome Lakers team that had notable players such as James Worthy, Sam Perkins, Vlade Divac, and Byron Scott to go along with Magic. In the next season with Magic sidelined, the Lakers still had the same core players and would make the playoffs with a record of 43-39. There was a clear drop-off without Magic, but this team still remained competitive in his absence. And now to the most valuable player in NBA history, LeBron James. No matter the supporting cast, during his prime, LeBron has made every team he's been on a title contender. He's clearly a player who gets the most out of his teammates, and you really see how much he brings to a team when he's no longer there. Let's start with his first stint in Cleveland to begin his career. In his first season as a rookie, he took a team that was last in the league at 17-65 to missing the playoffs by 1 game with a record of 35-47. In his last season with the Cavs, in 2009-2010, Cleveland finished with the second best record in the league at 61-21, but would ultimately lose in the Eastern Conference semis. The next year, when LeBron signed with Miami in free agency, the Cavs finished dead last in the Eastern Conference at 19-63, first in the league to last over the span of 2 years. In 2010-2011, the Cavs had pretty much the exact same roster as the year before, except they added Baron Davis and would lose LeBron, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and Shaq, who is in the second to last season of his career and only playing around 23 minutes a game. It's absolutely insane how much LeBron carried this team. Next, we turn to Miami. After winning back-to-back titles in 2012 and 2013, LeBron would lead the Miami Heat to a record of 54-28 in the 2013-2014 season, before losing to the Spurs in the finals that year. The very next season, when LeBron returned to Cleveland, Miami would miss the playoffs and finish at 37-45. This was a Miami team that still had future Hall of Famers Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and also added Goran Dragic and Hassan Whiteside. Now we catch up to the present. Last year, LeBron led the 2017-2018 Cavs to the NBA Finals and a record of 50-32 before losing to the Golden State Warriors. So far this season, the Cavs are 1-11 through 12 games with almost the same roster minus LeBron and adding lottery pick Colin Sexton. Yes, Kevin Love has missed a bit more than half their games due to injury, but the Cavaliers look well on their way to a top 3 pick in next year's draft. Never in NBA history have we seen a player provide this level of value to his team. With LeBron around, his team is almost a lock to be in the finals. And when he's left his previous teams, the Cavs have become the worst team in the league, and Miami missed out on the playoffs. We are witnessing something special, an impact that is oftentimes overlooked. None of the other greats have provided such a polarizing level of value to their teams, and for this reason, LeBron James is the most valuable player in NBA history. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for topics, and as always, leave a like and subscribe for more great content each week.